What I was saying to Mimi is I always and I teach the 10-day shift. And what I mean by that is you shift your content by about 10 days. So you'll create your content for Instagram and post it in the week that you're in, and then take the content for that and then put it into Facebook 2 weeks later. And
Brilliant.
It's Coffee Social, the podcast all about social media and business. And now, here are your hosts, Jonathan Howard and Mimi Langley.
Hey, everyone. Hi, Jonathan Howard.
Hello, Mimi Langley.
Wait, that was really like, it should be, hi, Jonathan Howard.
Oh, you're going to go deeper this time.
I'm practicing my, what do they call that?
Your bedroom voice? That's a little
No.
weird.
My inflections? Is that what the word is? I don't know.
Tonality?
Maybe. Well, hi, everyone.
Hi, Mimi Langley. How are you?
Jonathan Howard, it has been a day already, okay? And I know it's been a day for you too. You thought it wasn't even the day that we're actually on right now.
Right.
You're like ahead.
I'm way ahead. I woke up and I'm like, okay, I've got to get this done because I'm presenting it tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, wait, wrong thing.
And for me, I had an amazing therapy session this morning. And I'm like, okay. And you know, guys, with therapy, all of the emotions come up. And I'm like, okay, well, now it's time to record a podcast episode.
All the emotions. Let's go.
So what are you drinking? Cheers, everyone. Here's your coffee of the day. Boom, boom.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, my God. Wait. Whoa. No lait croissant.
It's not croissant. It's crusette. But no, it's in a wine glass today because it's been a day.
Well, I love that. Cheers. This is my Target mug, as we all know and love.
I'm going to change it up a little bit every once in a while.
I know I do need a new mug, and I need to take the sticker off the bottom. Okay.
I was going to say, it is a new mug. It still has a sticker on it. Unless
so I can return
it. Ew.
Jonathan, I'm excited about today's episode, just like I am with any episode that we record together, because
you love me. Yep.
I love you. And I love talking about this because, you know, time is of the essence. Okay. It's very hard sometimes to do the things that we know we probably should be doing for our business, like showing up on social media. Right. And I thought it would be great. We thought it would be great to talk about that today, as far as if you have no time, like it is in the busy season of life and you're trying to balance it all, but you still need to show up on social media. Thought we would share some tips and tricks on kind of how you can do that, like little time, but a good amount of content that can come out. So
yeah, absolutely. Picking the right platforms and doing the right things so that you have things to post. And I know people use the word post. When we say content, that's something to post or something to have out on a social media platform.
It can even apply to emails, right? And blog posts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all content, newsletters, content.
Well, I want you had a really good one that I wasn't really thinking about, because I'm more of like go with the flow, but I understand. I love planning. Okay. Tell me about what you were going to share about. You should plan for this so you can carve some time in.
What do they say? They say fail to plan, plan to fail.
Yes.
There you go. That's the saying. So when you really are looking at it, you should have a plan. At least, I always tell people, at least for the week that you're in, have a plan for your content. But you should have an overarching content plan. And then what I was saying to Mimi is I always and I teach the 10-day shift. And what I mean by that is you shift your content by about 10 days. Now, that means pretty much 2 business weeks. So you'll create your content for Instagram and post it in the week that you're in, and then take the content for that and then put it into Facebook 2 weeks later. And
Brilliant.
That allows you to stagger it without creating any additional content. Now, this is why I recommend that you take time before you start posting to create content, because then you can take the last 2 weeks and put them at the top. So that way you have a full month for each platform, and then you can just keep going with the stagger that you have, and you don't have to worry about it. The other option is to start posting 2 weeks later on the secondary platform that you're doing, but if you want to keep it so you have consistent content, you're on. That's the way that I recommend it. You can have a calendar, and literally, if you have a planner like LATTE that does it, you can schedule it for, December 1st, December 15th for different platforms. So I always recommend that.
I don't have to do anything with it, right? Like, are you saying that what I create on, like, as an Instagram carousel or not even a carousel, but like, let's do an Instagram reel, I can later take that short form video and pop it on Facebook?
You can. With reels, reels are a whole other ball game, but yes, you can absolutely do that. With reels, you have to check a few things, like if the song is still trending, if it's still, but evergreen reels, absolutely.
I love that. That's a really good idea. And you know what? That's probably what a lot of people do. I think what kind of like stops me, just speaking from personal experience, and maybe you guys who are listening in or watching in feel the same way. It's like, I feel like my audience is going to catch on and they're going to be like, well, I already saw that on Instagram. Why is Mimi posting this again on Facebook?
No, they won't remember. I promise they won't remember. They see so much content. First of all, they only see 10% of your content. So for your entire audience to see all of your content, you have to post it 10 times.
Wow.
And remember, the touches, 7 touches. So what I always say is it's 7. Online, it's closer to 21. So it's 21 touches they need in order to buy. And then only 10% of your audience sees it. So multiply by 10. 210 times you could post something. None of us are close to that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I need a sip of coffee. Hold on. I have to digest this. Hold on.
Only
Jonathan.
10%.
Okay. Wow. Okay. You heard him here, folks. Okay. We need to be doing this. It will save you a ton of time, and it will also like allow your mind to just relax for a second, give it a little bit of that rest that we content creators, we creatives need. So I love that, Jonathan. And if you're in a creative rut, right? Like, you can pull the old content.
Yep, absolutely. Your messaging should be the same so that they get those 210 hits and they're like, oh my God, I need to buy from them. That's what you want them to do, because eventually they will say, oh my God, I need to buy from them.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. So I was thinking when I was thinking about, tips and tricks we can give when you have no time and all that, but you still need to post the content. I think about the platform that I'm choosing to create content on, and is it flexible for me? And what I mean by that is, what is it requiring of me to do? Right? Is it going to fit in realistically with the time that I actually have? So, for example, and I've spoken about this before, but when I became a mom, like, honestly, there was no way. And there's other moms that do this, but for me, I have to check in with myself. Remember, check in with yourself. There was no way that I could vlog my life all day like I was used to doing for YouTube and then sit there and edit this hour-long video. You know what I'm saying? It was like a lot. Okay. Yeah. So then I discovered another way to grow my business and to grow my influence was by utilizing like social audio, because that was easy. I can literally take out my phone any time of day. I could be multitasking, right? Folding the clothes and talking and growing my business. So, I think picking a platform that allows you flexibility. Like, I think about Instagram. You teach so well about creating short form video that doesn't take much time to do. So yeah, thinking about how you can do some of the things that you want to do and the way that you can do them. And I think for you also, on YouTube, it's not okay to have a child screaming in the background. It just doesn't work. But on Clubhouse, where you teach, it's okay that there may be a screaming child in the background. So no, it's not. Hold on.
It is a little bit. It is a little bit. If your child came in and screamed in a room, they're not going to throw you out off the platform and be like, get out. It's okay. So don't plan on it. Don't have them screaming all the time, but it's more welcomed on Clubhouse. They love to hear, some background noise and stuff like that. So,
right, the culture of Clubhouse. Right.
It's not the culture of YouTube. So yeah, something that works for you and your lifestyle.
Yeah, and I do want to just say, because this is what I teach and preach about, right? Moderating. I always suggest, like, one of my biggest tips to give is, find a time of day when you have no distractions, when you're able to do it. So that's why. But listen, the cool thing about social audio is I don't have to pull out any equipment, just my phone. and I can go hide in the closet and talk if I wanted to. So, but yeah, I had to come in, Jonathan, right there and tell you.
Your phone and your microphone. You know you're taking your phone, your microphone, your pod track, and going into the closet.
That's Jonathan's behind the scenes. I love it. But tell us real quick about, again, because video is very popular, just like audio is rising, but video is very popular. So tell me, like, give us all an example of what would be like a easy, fast, like limited time you have, like reel that we could create.
Sure, absolutely. So if you've got 5 seconds, I'll say 5 minutes. So go on to Instagram, find a trending audio. Take that trending audio and pair it with some footage you probably already have on your phone. It may be you playing with your daughter. It may be, you and your husband walking on the beach. It may be whatever it is. Pair it with that audio and create a message to put on the front of that, like a text overlay that says, make sure you take time for yourself today. Self-care is the best care, or whatever. If that's what your industry. Put that text on there and post that as a reel. The trending audio will help push it. If you're speaking to your ideal customer, that'll help people resonate with it. And the video you've already got, and it's something that hopefully is connecting people to you, which is that human element that people need. So that reel, it seems super simple, but that's 3 things that it's nailing right there. And you can do that in 5 seconds, I promise.
Yeah, I love that you always bring up like get B-roll. And if you guys don't know what B-roll is, it's just basically like background footage, right? Like things that you can just throw up while you are talking or you have text on screen. And like literally anything could be B-roll. So while you're being busy, right, doing what you had to do, you can also be recording yourself doing what you got to do, right? And you could use that later. So I love that you mentioned that. Oh, are you okay? If you're watching on our YouTube channel, Jonathan just showed an example of what he's doing. He's recording this so we can use it later for footage. Whew, I love it, Jonathan. You're giving us some good stuff right now. Can we talk about one of the other tips and tricks? Something that I know you do it really well. I do it really well. And that is, okay, let's say we create a piece of content, and then we always ask that question, how can I repurpose this? Like, how can I really make the most of this, right? It served a purpose initially, now what else can I do with this? Should I just let it sit there, and die? You know what I mean? Never let it sit there and die. So like, what would be an example? Like just, something that you could pull up, and I can give an example as well, but like something that you created and you can repurpose.
I'm going to give an example that I keep telling Mimi to do. So Mimi on Clubhouse introduces herself all
Wait,
the
hold
time.
on. He's calling me out, you guys. Okay, go ahead, Jonathan.
She introduces herself all the time on Clubhouse. And something very simple that she could do is pull the track of her introducing herself, take the replay of the room, clip out that part of where she's introducing herself, and use that as an introduction reel. Everybody should have at least one introduction reel. Probably many, many more than that. And you can introduce yourself, your product, your service, all those different things. So she can take a Clubhouse room that she really nailed her opening, grab that, and put it over some B-roll like we were talking about,
Right.
maybe her recording the podcast or her working on her free giveaway or stuff like that, where she recorded the B-roll and then just put that together with the text on screen. You always want to have text on screen when you're doing a reel. And boom, you've got a reel. You don't need to go any deeper than, hey, my name is Mimi, this is what I do, and here's how I can help you so you can reach this desired outcome.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I'm just like, every time Jonathan tells me this, and you guys, he mentioned it. It's not the first time he's told me to do. He's like, do this, Mimi, and I listen usually. But you're right. Like I think about, and it doesn't just stop at social audio, right? Like you can, let's say you're vlogging for YouTube. You have a YouTube video, just like we're doing with this podcast, right? We're putting this on YouTube, so we have a YouTube video, and then from there we can take the footage and cut it and edit it and use it how we want to on other platforms. We're not sitting there re-recording ourselves. We're literally just taking out bits and pieces and putting it on Instagram or TikTok or wherever we choose to do so, even through email, right? You can always transcribe. I know you like using transcribers.
We're filming on Riverside and I get the transcript automatically. I can use that for captions, I can use that for anything. And another great thing to repurpose, guys, is if your caption does well, you can put that caption with another picture about the same topic. You don't need to recreate a caption. I have all of my captions in a file. So, and you can ask for a download from Instagram of all your content.
Wait, oh, my goodness. I feel like we need to do like a secret.
There's a whole other, yeah.
Ooh, a secret menu of Instagram. Something like that. Ooh, we need, tell us in the comments, you guys, if you want that, because I'm like, what? We can ask Instagram for this? Oh, okay. So good. I was also thinking like, as far as repurposing, I mean, I'm going back to Clubhouse just because that's my world. And when you download the audio, again, you can transcribe it. You can turn that thing into a blog post, or you can turn that thing into an email. And also, there's probably content that you have already done in the past that you could take and pull things from, so you don't have to think about it, right? That saves a lot of time when you don't have to sit there and think about it and, you know, script it out. Like, pull that old blog post that had 10 tips on it, pull a couple tips from it, make your short form videos, make your email, make your Clubhouse room. So
Yep.
I was on a roll there.
You're on a roll. Well, you know, and I think my room today on Clubhouse is 3 tips that I'm pulling from a previous post that I've done. And I posted something on Instagram the other day about increasing watch time, which is a post that I did on Clubhouse. When you have the information, you can cross-post it as many different ways. And on Instagram, you can post it as, well, you can on Clubhouse now too. You can post it as a note, and you can post it and then hold an open room about it.
I love that. I wanted to ask you real quick, what do you think about multicasting? So I know this is kind of like, more people are doing it. I feel like it's really, you know, people are getting more, like, they're understanding. When I say multicast, people are like, oh, okay, I know what that is now. And what that means is like you're multi-streaming. So let's say you want to be on multiple platforms at once. You want to do your YouTube live, your Instagram live, you want to hit up your LinkedIn live. And that saves time because you're just taking a one chunk of piece of time, but you're also, you know, saying hi to all your followers on those platforms. What do you think about multicasting?
I love it and I hate it. Here's why. I love it because it gives you the opportunity to connect with a lot of people at one time. Problem is, your audience may not be the same in all those places. You may not talk to them the same. You may not connect with them the same. So it may be a little bit awkward. The other thing is, with some of the platforms, it's hard to see who's joining, who's asking questions. And I don't like to not answer questions when I'm on a live. Like, if I'm on a live, I'm answering your questions. And that's one of those things that's kind of like, I hate if I miss a question, that makes me crazy.
Yeah, that would be actually, now that you're saying that, because I feel like a lot of the time we go live because we want to engage. We want that real time conversation with our people. So I can see where it would be a lot, like if you're good at multitasking, like, okay, do it, right? Or if you're going to try multicasting, you can maybe just do 2 platforms. Like, you don't have to go too crazy, but
right.
I can see the benefit of doing it for sure, but I can also see there's a lot of upkeep, like, you know, while you're doing it. So yeah.
When I used to do it on Facebook, what I would do is I'd actually I had like 2 Facebook groups. So I'd go to the 2 Facebook groups. I'd go to my Facebook page. I'd go to the Facebook personal page, like 4 places on Facebook. So it was at least multicasting in that way and connecting with my full audience on Facebook. But yeah, that was easier because all the questions were coming from Facebook, so they all went to one place on the multicast stream.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that would be way easier. Listen, Jonathan, I know we're probably going to have a part 2, part 3, part 20 of this because we like sharing. I mean, yes, a lot of us are limited on time, especially if you're a solopreneur, right? You got other things you got to be doing as well while you're tackling your business. So we'll definitely have more tips and tricks for you guys. If you have your own tips, drop them in the comments. We would love to see them. And Jonathan, we're going to wrap it up, but real quick, what do we always do at the end? It's about podcasts and like go ahead. Yeah.
Well, make sure you follow us on Instagram. We are Coffee Social Podcast. All of our links are going to be in the description. Follow, subscribe, follow, do all those fun things. And make sure you give us 5 stars because Mimi loves her stars wherever you listen to your podcast. So whatever platform you're listening to your podcast on, make sure, give Mimi 5 stars. And, since I'm doing it with her, I also get the 5 stars. But There we
I'll
go.
share. I'll share, Jonathan Howard. Yeah,
Okay.
seriously.
So
Thank you
2.5
guys.
stars each.
Thank you so much for listening in. This podcast wouldn't be what it is without you guys listening and watching. So thank you very much. And before we end, we always have to ask the most important question of them all. And that is, are you team Mimi
Jonathan.
or team
Jonathan.
Mimi? I thought you were going to say Mimi.
No.
Because that's
I wouldn't
it.
say Team Mimi.
There's no other
Team
team.
Jonathan. There is no other team. Team Jonathan. Cheers.
Okay, cheers. Bye, everyone. Bye, Jonathan Howard.